Okay, so today we're going to work on the earring and the ring. And of course, we'll start with the newspaper. So for the earring and the ring, for the gold color, I'm going to use burnt sienna, yellow ochre, cadmium yellow light, and burnt umber. Burnt umber is for the darks. Yellow ochre is for the general color, and cadmium yellow light is for the part where it's shiny. So if I look at the reference, I can see that the part that's down here at the bottom is darker because what she's wearing, the dark top she's wearing, is reflected in that earring in here. So we could the best thing to do is to start with the general color of the earring, which is let's take it and do a yellow ochre. Now on the other side, you can see a bit as well of her earring from this side. So I'm going to just put it this way. That's fine. I'll let it dry a bit. And actually, if you want to be correct about this, the earring is not an oval because her hair is covering that earring. So part of the earring. So it's right there. It's like that. It's underneath her hair. The top part. And actually, goes down more. A little bit more like this.
You don't connect it.
No, there's no connection on top. I'm using burnt umber and I'm putting her hair over. Oh, over. Now, the way the shape of the earring at the bottom, I'm gonna zoom in a bit so you can see. Okay, so now I'm gonna take burnt umber. Do you want me to wait a bit so you can do the first layer? Or are you okay?
I'm good. I don't know about the others.
Okay, I'm gonna take burnt umber and yellow ochre, mix them. You don't want to put burnt umber by itself, it's too dark. And I'm going to come here and follow what I see on the in the reference. Take a bit more of the yellow ochre. Mix it with burnt umber, so darken your yellow ochre a bit. And put it here. Now I'm going to take I'll wait a bit. You okay? Shall I wait a bit?
No.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take cadmium yellow light, burnt sienna, yellow ochre. I keep saying burnt sienna, yellow ochre. So what I'm doing right now is I'm highlighting my yellow ochre slowly. Actually, more yellow ochre. Wipe my brush. Okay. I think this one here needs to be a bit more rounded. It's flat in the back. I'll adjust this in a minute. It needs to be adjusted because now, because I'm doing it's round, it's not looking good. Okay, so now we're good. So let's fix that a bit. I'm going to take, again, cadmium yellow light, put some yellow ochre, highlight this again. And then you see there's like a fine line, that reflection that goes all the way. You don't see it that much, but just a bit. And then another one here. We're not going to do exactly the same. This needs to be darker. That's the shadow of the hair. Usually the best way, if you want to do gold, is to start with the cadmium yellow light, where the shiniest, like the shiniest part is. And then from there, you spread your colors into the deep colors, the darker ones. That's the best way, but this is too small to be done that way. So we're just gonna try and make it look like gold as much as we can in that little small area. Now, it's kind of dry. So I'm going to take a little bit more cadmium yellow light and mix it with yellow ochre, but this time it's more cadmium yellow light. And I'm just going to put it here. A little bit here, touch there. It's actually not that yellow in the picture. It's not that strong yellow. I'll wait for it to dry a bit and then I'll. This is yellow ochre here. I'm just softening this. Yeah, take a touch of white. Now, I'm going to do the ring. Yellow ochre. And cadmium yellow light. Bless you.
Thank you.
And go around. And I'm going to take cadmium yellow light, mix it with yellow ochre, and see where the highlight is, and just highlight this. Make it very simple. Let's take a bit of burnt umber and yellow ochre. Darken a bit this part, right here. I'm just adding a little bit more yellow ochre, because what I want to do is I want to make the part that is very shiny smaller. I'll take cadmium yellow light. I'll let it dry, and if it doesn't look good, then I will fix it. But honestly, it's just a ring. It doesn't matter. It's not the focal point. It's just there to say that she's wearing a ring.
She's married.
She's a married woman. Yeah.
She's a married woman.
Very careful what she's reading.
Yes. Okay. So we have titanium buff, ivory black, raw umber, and I started by mixing mixing ivory black and raw umber together, and then I added titanium buff, and then slowly, to make it less brown and more on the gray side, I added slowly black. And then if I find that it's getting too dark, just take titanium buff, put it in here, and you're good. There's quite a bit, there's water in here. It's not just acrylic. I'm adding water as well. wipe my brush. It's a round brush, and let's do a color that is kind of medium toned. And from there, we can highlight and darken. Using the same colors. One more layer here, down here. And here. And all right. All right, so let's simplify this as much as we can, especially with the shadows. So now I'm putting just the medium tone, medium color. Whatever is top here, There's no shadow. In between the fingers here, there's a bit of shadow from the finger. Maybe. Okay. All right, I'll have to put some shadows in there. All right, now, in between pages, now over here, I can go darker. I don't have to, it doesn't have to be lighter kind of colored. So I can grab a bit of black and raw umber and make it darker, and then come here.
So that's black and raw umber.
Yeah, and it's mixed with my titanium buff that I have on my brush already. So I have titanium buff on my brush, and I just added raw umber and black to this. Let's take more, kind of a little bit more, same color, darker. And now I'm gonna take a bit more of the black and raw umber, mix them into the same titanium buff. I was mixing, not the light one here, just on the side, and darken this more here. Go darker here. Right here. Clean my brush and go back and pick up the light medium color that I was using. I will adjust the colors in a minute. This is just the first layer. Now, I'm going to go back to the darks that I have here. I mixed before, titanium buff, black and raw umber, and I'm just going to adjust the shadows that I have here and soften them, because my titanium buff mid-tone is still wet, so I can blend it with the dark. And if you look at your reference, you'll see that the newspaper in this area goes slowly into the dark. So you have into the light. So you have the dark, then you have a medium tone somewhere here, like a medium dark, and then light.
Lael,
Yeah,
on that left-hand side,
yes.
do you have 3 different colors or 2? On the screen, it looks only like 2 dark and medium.
Dark and dark, medium and dark. That's what you see, right?
Okay, okay.
So this is what you're seeing. So it should be a 3 of them. It should be 3. So should be, this is another color right here. Like this is kind of, let's say this is light. This is medium. You can't see the medium, can you?
No.
Not
Yeah,
really.
a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna darken it a bit so you can see it, and then I'll darken this more. So just 3 kind of values in here. Oh, this is too much. Okay, so let's say this is medium, this is dark, and let's put a bit of more lighter color here. You know what? The titanium buff sometimes it doesn't kind of give me that highlight, so I'm just gonna put a bit of touch of white in here. Because sometimes, no matter how many times I use titanium buff, it's not light enough, and I don't want to use titanium buff by itself. So I just added a tiny bit of white to this, and I'm going to highlight this. Now you can see it more. All right. Actually, what I should have done is use titanium, raw umber and black. And this is what I'm doing. I'm just using raw umber and black right now.
To do the lines.
Yes, to do the dark lines in between. I'm going to take raw umber and use raw umber and white and come here and just kind of highlight certain areas in here.
In the that left page, did you use white on the lightest part?
In
or
here,
not?
yes, yes, I did.
You
I
did?
did. I used a bit of white, yes, down here. Yes. I'm going to do the same right now. I'm going to take my medium tone and put a bit of white on the side. Keep that medium tone clean. Don't put too many colors in it. Keep it clean so we can go back to it. And then I'm adding a white now and just highlighting this part.
Sorry, baby. It's okay. Come here.
I'm using now titanium buff. No, I'm sorry, raw umber and black. And I'm gonna come here. There's too many details in there in the newspaper in the reference. I'm going to simplify a bit. The acrylic is lifting a bit because it's
Yeah.
still,
Mhm.
still
Yeah.
wet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to the mixture of the base color, and from there I'm adding touch of white, and I'm going to highlight this part and highlight this part a little bit more. And I'm just going to take again, go back to darks, raw umber and a bit of black. And I'm going to come here. I think I need to add a bit of the color, base color with this dark. The dark alone is too stark, too strong. So I'm using the base color and I'm adding black in it and raw umber. Ah, that's better. That gives me a shadow kind of, because I'm mixing the mid-tone, I'm mixing it with darks. That gives me a kind of a shadow area. Looks like the newspaper is, when it folds, is casting a shadow over the rest of the other page. Let's go a bit dark. A little bit more darker in here. Let's take a tiny bit of the color of the, oh, that's good. I'll adjust the size or the way the shadow is folding in a minute. Right now, I'm just placing that shadow. Usually what I do is instead of adding the shadow after, I usually do everything dark and then I highlight where I want it to be light and keep where the shadow is darker. But in this case, I'm just going to add the shadow in after. This is her hand. It's casting, again, a bit of shadow in here. That's good. Go back to the newspaper color, mid-tone that I had before, and adjust here. The shadow shape. By the time it's dry, if I find that it's too heavy, too stark, too opaque, I can glaze it with the color of the mid-tone. I can go over the shadow part and glaze it to make it softer. Okay. Now I know that I can see that the newspaper has a bit of movement, so it's kind of
Yes.
lighter on this side because it folds out. So I'm going to take a bit of white, put it in my main color, and come here, come right here, give it a bit of, and you'll see this because it's acrylics. What's happening right now is that it looks like it's stark. It's just too choppy. So I'm going to take another brush at this point, take the color of the newspaper, which is dark, kind of the mid-tone that we were using, and try to soften this highlight in between. So I'm going to take white, put it here, and then try to blend the color of the newspaper if possible. The bottom. So it doesn't look like it's a heavy difference or between the light and dark. The light part is where the newspaper comes, turns like it's a bumpy, it comes out. We really don't have to do this, but just for fun. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I'm just doing this, just, you don't want it to look like it's flat, that's all. But it's not necessary. Right, let's take some white into the color of the newspaper and try to highlight this page coming out this way. Maybe the one underneath a bit. Let's do a bit of dark in here because that's whatever they have in the newspaper underneath is showing through and it's darker. I'm not putting these just because I want to follow exactly what's in the reference. Sometimes I put them just because they give the newspaper an interesting look more than following what's happening there in the reference. All right, okay. Let's do that. Let's take some darks and just again some of the color, base color of the newspaper, mix it with some darks and put it here. So it doesn't look like it's anything specific. A bit white. Just make it look like it's something interesting happening in here. And right here. Darker. And the person in there. It, okay, this is too wet. It's not working. Let's let it dry a bit and then I'll come back to it. Okay, just a suggestion of something in here. Right, okay. Well, that's a big one on the left. enough text, enough detail on this guy. Let's put something on him. Again, we're going to take darks, mix it with a bit of titanium buff, and kind of try to get a medium tone. Oh, that's not medium.
What did you do on the bottom right? Is it like a landscape?
Here?
Yeah,
Here?
yes.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
texture.
I just, yeah, just kind
Dab?
of darker here, lighter on
Just
this side,
texture.
and medium.
Just dabbing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, just dabbing. Really, there's nothing.
Sorry, I'm just a bit behind.
No, it's okay. Take your time. I'm going too fast. Initially, in the sketch that I was doing of this, the gouache part, the gouache one I started, I changed this into a woman, this man.
It's good to have a man. We
Yeah.
already have a woman in the picture.
That's true. That's why I kept it. Okay. Well, I changed it. The pants are, the trousers he's wearing are dark. In the picture reference, the trousers are light and the jacket is dark, but I've changed them here. Not for any reason, it just the color worked out better with me. Like I'm just following what I'm getting when I mix my colors. Okay, so this is kind of okay. I'm going to take a dark, mix these two together, black and raw umber, and I'm just going to add a line in here. I need to do another layer, but I'll have to wait for it to dry. And what we'll do, take a bit of darks and just put stuff like this. Looks like text. I'm glazing this on. All right. Okay, now again, glaze, mix darks, the even raw umber and titanium buff, and make it more kind of a glazy, and then come here back and add some writing in there. Okay. So I'm just adjusting the text that I put in here. It's drying a bit too dark. So I'm just there. Okay. And really kind of putting a bit of detail in here, highlights. A bit here just to separate the pages. And there. All right. So this is how it looks with the newspaper done.